So hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm really happy to see you all here. This is a very important workshop for us. Coastal resilience is a very important topic for Canada and also for the NRC. So I really would like to welcome you here today and thank you for your time and for your input before you give it to us. I'm going to be very appreciative of that as well. So I'm going to give you a very quick overview of the NRC and why we're here today. And then I'm going to pass the floor on to Andrew Cornett, who is our expert in coastal resilience. And he's going to give us an overview of where he thinks we can be in the next 10 years if we work together and how we can benefit Canada and the world in that sense. And then after that, we'll have our breakout sessions. So I'm going to start with my presentation, very quick overview. Let me just share here. Bear with me while I figure out my own computer. Okay. So I think you can see it. Can everybody see my screen? I'm hoping so.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to, like I said, who we are, the NRC and the ocean. So why it is what we're doing, and then why and why we're here today. So I always like to do this. Not a lot of, it depends on the audience, but it seems that there's a lot of confusion at times of what the National Research Council of Canada does, what our mission is, etc. So I'm just going to give you a little overview of that really quickly. I like to start with a vision and the values because we are Canada's natural research and technology organization. We are literally Canada's national lab. And so what it is when you come to a national lab is a viewpoint or values that really espouse Canada, which is excellence, respect, integrity, collaboration, impact, and creativity. And we're pretty proud to have those values as our own, as well as working for Canadians to collaborate across the global innovation system. And really what we want to do is benefit Canada and society, obviously, economy, and the environment. And so that is really what we're about. And so when you're dealing with us, that is who you're dealing with. Now we have researchers, around 4,000 scientists, engineers, and technicians across Canada. So we basically, if you see on the screen there, all those the little red dots or areas where we have capacity, we have some form of building where you can actually do science. And then the yellow dots are where many of you may be aware of is our IRAP offices. So basically what we do is we manage these buildings across the locations in Canada, and we do have a 1.1 annual budget, $1.1 billion annual budget. And this includes funding for SMEs through IRAP. Now, again, we work on a cost recoverable basis on the research side. So where you see those red dots, we do cost recover, and we do this to stay relevant. So it's not just a free research service for Canada, but it's really you value what you pay for. So we pay for our services. Our facilities are covered by the federal budget, but our salaries are not. So that means that the research we do is actually the research our stakeholders ask us to do, as opposed to curiosity-based, which is what you find in universities. I missed that, but we have 3 mandates. One is to create knowledge. So we do have people out there looking for exoplanets, and we hold the kilogram and the like, but we also have an interest in helping other government departments develop the evidence they need for federal policy making. We do not do policy ourselves, but we do help create the evidence. So that's part of the knowledge. And then lastly, based on the IRAP model and what we do for our stakeholders is really to help innovation across Canada. We want our SMEs, and that's 98% of enterprises in Canada are SMEs, and we are here to support them to make our Canadian economy as innovative and as advanced as possible. We do this through activities which are strategic research and development. So that's really, we work with our stakeholders, we do partnerships and the like, and it's really about that strategic research and development for Canada. We have technical service as well. So if you want to pay us to do a specific project, that's what we do here. And then IRAP is really it's a contribution agreement that is given to SMEs to do innovative projects. And then of course we have the infrastructure necessary to do these projects. So if you're a small company and you need to do testing, let's say in a coastal basin, then we have the coastal basin for you to test in. We have 14 areas of S&T. I've highlighted the ones that are relevant to the work that we do in the ocean. And essentially you get, when you come into the NRC one conduit in, you get access to all of these facilities. So why are we here today? We're here because we are interested in the blue economy, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as I move forward. But often when we hear about the blue economy, we overlook the coastal resilience piece. And I say coastal, let me take resilience out and just say coastal. So we often hear about the blue economy, and we hear about fishing, and we hear about shipping and the like, bioassets, which we're going to have workshops on too. But we often forget that if we don't take care of that coast, then we're actually not in any shape to bring the assets in from the ocean and really succeed on the blue economy strategy. So coastal resilience, or the coastal sciences, are incredibly important to ensuring a blue economy. And so the blue economy, very quickly, what that is, I'll explain to you our view in a moment. We use the world, anyway, it doesn't matter. Let me go on. But basically, Speech of the Throne, very interested in coastal communities, fisheries, and the like, advancing reconciliation and conservation efforts. We want to protect a quarter of our oceans, but really the underlining is that the federal government is here and saying they're going to invest in the blue economy to help Canada prosper. And this is very important as well. One of the things they've already done is a supercluster. So we are supporting the supercluster, and we want them to be successful, and we're going to try to help them be successful as much as possible. They're really at the end of the TRL scale, the technology readiness scale. So they're really that delivery agent for things that are ready to be commercialized. But as we know, there's a lot of R&D that needs to happen before that. And so that's where we come in. I won't read speeches. I just like it. We're about to launch the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainability. So we're part of that as well. We're aligned with that. The Sustainable Development Goals, Life Below Water. And Justin Trudeau has signed on with 13 other other heads of state, and is working towards the high-level panel for a sustainable ocean economy. And we're involved with all of those things. So this is really showing you that Canada, including the NRC, are incredibly interested in the ocean. And in this, it really is about sustaining the ocean's health. So for our perspective, we want to help the supercluster. And so we've created this program that increases, or to helps the supercluster, but also we want to increase the technological capacity. And that's why we're here today, not supercluster related, but really about the research and technology capacity that is going to balance the health of the ocean and the economy. So for us, it's all about the ocean's health first. And once we have a healthy ocean, then we can make money out of the assets that come out of a healthy ocean. So it's really about ocean health and ocean wealth. The ocean is an asset, and restoring its health will lead to economic, social, and social, and environmental prosperity. Our program is a 7-year program. It's about a $50 million investment from the NRC. And essentially what that means is that people who are interested in developing S&T projects with where research is required, we have our facilities and about 40 researchers who are available on these files to help you. We also have grants and contributions that we have to give to either SMEs, academia, nonprofit organizations here in Canada to supplement some of the research we're doing. So part of the objective today is to figure out who is doing what and how we can align together so we can perhaps provide some of this to some of the stakeholders here today. And our capacity is listed below. This presentation will be handed out, so I'm not going to read it all from there. Ocean health, ocean wealth, these are the 4 areas. Today we're focused on coastal resilience. I'm not going to go through the others because we really just want to look at the flood prediction, nature-based solutions, climate impacts or climate change impact, and resilience and sustainable marine infrastructure. This slide just shows you how the health and the wealth all go together for all of those areas, and so I'm not going to cover them here. The last thing I just want to highlight is that it's a program has within it a built-in kind of diversity and inclusion. We are trying to develop an ethical space around the program, so really any view counts. And yeah, and so every project we take is going to be asking the GBA plus questions and have we considered them or not. And finally, what are we here to do today? Today, we are here to talk specifically about coastal resilience. And really what we want to do is understand in the next 7 years for us, that's the length of the program, but we're looking at a 10-year window, but what can we accomplish together? And we want to understand in this workshop where you believe we can go and how we can work together. And we're going to supplement this information with a publications and affiliation study that is also being done within the NRC. And we're going to also look at the SMEs and MNEs that work in Canada towards these objectives. Now, coastal resilience doesn't have a lot of MNEs involved, but we do have some SMEs who are responsible. So basically, that's what it is. And at the end of this entire, not just the workshop itself, but also the affiliation and the bird contributions or GDP contributions, what we really want to be able to say is here's an objective that we would like to attain together. What can we do? So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Andrew to give you his view of exactly where he thinks we could be in that time frame.